Let's now shift our focus to Israel. It's losing some of the people it can perhaps least afford to lose right now. A new Israeli tax authority study showing a sharp surge in emigration among the country's highest paid professionals, including technology workers, doctors, engineers, raising fears in Israel of a deepening brain drain and billions of dollars in lost tax revenue. The exodus of affluent Israelis nearly doubled in 2023 and 2024 compared with the years before 2020, reaching record levels. This matters because Israel is a country with few natural resources and depends heavily on human capital for both economic growth as well as national security. The top 20% of the earners contribute 92% of the country's income tax revenue. 92% of the income tax revenue. Technology, in fact, is at the heart of that system. The sector generates about 1/5 of Israel's gross domestic product, more than half of its exports, and roughly 1/3 of the total income tax revenue through salaried workers. The Tax Authority's Planning and Economics Division examined income and tax data for working Israelis who emigrated between 2015 and 2024. It found that immigrants now earn about 50% more than the average Israeli before leaving the country. Very interesting. The study says the outflow increasingly involves highly educated professionals in the prime of their careers. Researchers say the data cannot establish one cause. They point to post-COVID-19 pandemic labor market changes, also political upheaval over the judicial overhaul and the security crisis that followed the October 7 attacks and the war in Gaza. Let's just get you some historical context here. Historically, Israelis often emigrated in search of better economic opportunities abroad. But the latest research suggesting prolonged conflict and political tensions are now contributing to elevated departures. According to a Tel Aviv University report, nearly 50,000 Israelis left the country in 2025, the third consecutive year at that level. A trend it says could also threaten Israel's long-term strategic interests. The financial impact is quite significant as well. Annual income taxes paid by Israelis in the year before they left averaged about $166 million through 2019. And that jumped to roughly $400 million annually in 2023 and 2024. The study estimating the current trend could cost Israel about $233 million in tax revenue for each year of elevated immigration. Experts warn that if the trend continues at this pace, the annual loss could reach $3.5 billion within 5 years. The tax authority also found that Israelis in their 40s and 50s now account for about 20% of immigrants over the age of 20, up from 13% a decade ago. Researchers also warn that losing highly skilled, in fact high-skilled, high-income workers could create a cycle that becomes increasingly difficult for Israel to reverse.